So the role of a man in marriage is headship. Someone say headship.
The head of the wife is her husband. The head of the husband is Jesus Christ. And the head of Jesus Christ is God.
Headship is not a title. Headship is not a position. Rather, headship is a responsibility. Hello, how are you?
Hello, you're welcome.
We are back again.
Happy New Year.
Same to you. All right, we're back with our lessons, 7 years.
Lesson number 2.
And lesson number 2. And guess what? We have an interesting topic to share today. And I know all of you here, you want to hear that kind of topic. The angels are watching you. Guess what? It's sex. We're talking about sex today. All right, we have to talk about sex today. Okay. And we want to talk about the role of sex in marriage. We feel that one of the lessons we've learned about marriage in 7 years is the role of sex, where sex has been underrated, where it has been overrated, you know, and we feel that sharing from my experience will really help those of you who are married, young, and those of you who are married. All right.
It's unrealistic
expectation. First of all, let's tell you truthfully, sex is sweet when it is learned correctly.
And well done.
Yeah, and well done. Nobody carried the knowledge of a good sex from heaven. It is learned. And one of the problems you might fall for is to go to the wrong sources for your lessons. That's where actually most of the unrealistic expectation comes from. I mean, by the time you are going to porn site, you know, all of these adult pages, all right, the person you are imagining
reading explicit logos,
yeah, the images you have in your mind can only be made by an animal or somebody under drugs, all right, somebody who is under an influence, and that in itself is very destructive. You know, you can awaken your appetite, an appetite rather that may not be satisfied by one partner.
Human being.
And if there's a danger in our society today, is the fact that sex has been overrated. Now, also in some cycles, especially in the church, sex has been so underrated that it was never shared as a topic among couples or expected couples. Yes, people who should be about getting married never discuss it.
In fact, teenagers.
Yes,
from some certain
I think
age,
yes, sex education should have, you know.
Sex education, at least what they can handle.
It's just that the kind of education we are bringing today is not the kind of education we probably are giving a teenager today. So first of all, we want to let you know good sex can be taught. For example, as pastors, we ensure we teach our becoming couples, all right, with the act of sex, all right, and to enjoy sex, you know, and things like that. So first of all, don't be shocked that there are people who are in marriage for years and never enjoy sex. They've never even had anything like orgasm before.
They don't know what it means.
They don't know what it means, and what have you. I mean, what have you been doing, you know, and things like that. And another myth about sex actually is that people who are spiritual don't enjoy sex. That's one of the lies of the devil. You know, there's some young brothers who want to marry, they don't want to marry spiritual sister, or sister who don't want to marry spiritual brother because they feel that they don't want to marry virgin spiritual sister.
Because the virgin does not have
experience.
So
and so the good news is I married my wife as a virgin, and we still have a very good sexual.
What a lie.
Lie
from the devil.
You know, and none of that. So we want to debunk those lies. You can be very spiritual and have a very good sexual life, or an enjoyable sexual life. Please let me also tell you that sex does not reduce the anointing. Sex does not receive God's power in your life, especially when it is done in the confines of marriage.
It's a multiplier.
Yes, all right. That is one major lesson you must learn about sex. And then sex can be enjoyable. I mean, everybody should enjoy sex. You know, like my wife always said that sex is not just for the man to enjoy. The woman should also enjoy. All these ideas.
Contrary to society, it's only for the man. Let him do what he wants to do and get out. So your own body is for show. you're supposed to be servicing a man's body all his life. He's enjoying all the goodies in your body, and you cannot enjoy the man's body.
Yes,
he's the only one enjoying your body. You can't enjoy his body. That sounds to me like
there's a tradition that believes that women shouldn't enjoy sex.
Yes,
that's the reason for motivation.
That's the reason for FGM.
Yes,
a woman is not supposed to. She's not even supposed to show that she has interest in sex.
No,
the moment she shows that, she's no more decent.
Yes,
she's promiscuous.
Yes, no.
So let's mutilate her.
The desire for sex in every human being was put there by God to be expressed at the right time, in the right place, with the right person.
Yes,
it's very, very key. So don't feel unspiritual if you have sexual urges. It means that you're a normal human being. You know, a lady came to see me yesterday, and she was saying that, Daddy, I feel that I want to enjoy sex with a man. I said, who told you? I said, it's only, it can be taught. Anybody can enjoy sex, you know. So we want to let you know that sex is a very important part of marriage. It's very, very important. Not the most important part of marriage, let me be sincere with you, but it's a very, very important part of marriage. We have discovered that there are different types of sex. All right. But when I mean different types, I'm not talking about posture or whatever. We're not yet talking about that here.
That's
all right.
For marriage.
That's
for marriage.
All right. We're talking about maybe sex because there's an issue and you want to forgive each other. Conciliatory sex. We have appreciation sex. We have all kinds of sex. But each type of the sex engaged, all of this type of sex engaged is actually a blessing to the union. One of the things I've discovered, provided all other factors are in place, sex bonds couple together.
Yes.
Provided all other factors, if other factors are not in place, if our sex can pull you far away from each other. Second thing, I want to let you know that the greatest sex organ is your mind.
Yes,
not your private
organ or your female
not your private. All right, it's your mind. All right, the moment your mind is not in it, there is nothing like an enjoyable sex experience. So because all this, I don't know, is it that my breast is small, or my this is baby, or this one is large? Are we sexually compatible? That is it. So do you have a mind? All it takes to be sexually compatible is to have a mind. Once there's a good mind to train and to learn the right way, then not the, what you call sexual compatibility is nothing. There's no such. It's a left
dictionary of God
to make people promiscuous and moving from one person to the other. So that's very, very key. Any couple can learn sexual acts correctly, the right way, and the best, the most important sexual organ is your mind, is your brain. Your brain is, that's why it's called the central nervous system. Is the point that controls every other thing. Once the brain is not in the picture, no matter what you do, all right, the sex will not be enjoyed. So for example, somebody who have bad experiences, rape, may not enjoy sex. All right, because there's a register in the brain, all right, that already tells her that when it comes to sex, there's a bad experience with it, and such people should seek for help. Such people to seek, people who have been abused, who have had anger issues around sexual matters, all of these things can build up to a very terrible sexual experience eventually in marriage. That doesn't mean that everybody who went through that experience will end up that way. I mean, people who don't seek for help may eventually not enjoy sex in marriage. So, we have to knock out every wrong beliefs too. I should not enjoy sex. There's only one way to do sex and things like that. These are wrong thoughts. These are wrong policy, philosophy or belief system about marriage. Marriage can be enjoyed. Another thing is that people feel that in marriage, a woman shouldn't even initiate sex. There are women who don't want to initiate sex, and things like that. So all of these things are wrong. Sex is a very good blessing in marriage.
It's a blessing for the two of them.
For the two of them. Both of you actually need sex.
Anybody can initiate.
It's a good pain reliever. It's even healthy. It helps. Yes, it's healthy. It's healthy, for couples, all right, to have sex.
Strengthens the bond.
Please, we are not talking to single people to start. Don't awake love
in the confines of marriage.
Don't awake love.
Only matrimony.
Please, so that one.
You and your wife.
Now, sweet. Another reason why, because by my experience, another reason why people don't enjoy sex is that people who masturbate don't enjoy sex with their couple, because they have trained their body to be selfish and to be self-centered. And a very, very enjoyable sex or power balanced sex life, all right, is very sacrificial. Every couple you see have good sex life, they are sacrifice conscious. The wife is sacrificed to please the man is willing to please the woman. All right, so masturbation does something, it trains you in selfishness. So eventually most people who go into that don't eventually enjoy sex, no matter how much. In fact, I've had an experience where a man went ahead after sleeping with his wife. We still go ahead to masturbate.
Just after that, he goes to the bathroom.
I think as the chairman was telling us a story like that.
Yes.
Yes. When she came around, I mean, the woman had tried everything and discovered that
please her husband.
But it never worked.
The man masturbates.
So never count masturbation as a pleasure. It's actually destructive.
It's destructive.
And sometimes the destruction can be so terrible than what my mouth can start saying right now. So I don't insult people's mind. So it's better not to keep.
And it's actually, permit me to use the word. It sounds to me like being wicked on your spouse.
Yes.
Because the other person will keep, future spouse or if you are already married and all that, the other person will keep laboring, keep learning how to please you sexually, how to make sure you enjoy sex. But no matter how hard they try, no matter how many if they like, let them somersaults and do 101 styles. You understand? You will never be pleased because it's
both men and women. Both men and women.
Whether a man or a woman.
Yes.
It's not. You should seek help, and we advise that you talk to your pastor.
Yes. A mentor,
because it's a spiritual thing.
Yes.
You can see people say you can say a psychologist and all that. It's fine, but a psychologist can only tell you this is what you should do. But a psychologist cannot supply the energy to do it. The psychologist will tell you, when you are feeling bored, take a stroll and all that. What of a day where you can't take a stroll? What of lockdown? Lockdown. Or when rain is falling that you can't go out, or there's lockdown. You might remember the lockdown now that you couldn't go out anyway, and you know that in time past when I'm feeling like it, I usually go to my friend 2 estates away. Now they say nobody should move. So what will happen? Do you understand?
We have to trust the wisdom of God in the Bible.
God,
that says a man and a woman.
A man and his wife.
All right, and his wife particularly. And because you see, if you have known one person in life, the idea that you are not satisfied will probably be there.
It won't be there.
Many people who say they are not satisfied despite all the wife or the husband has done for them are people who have preferred to jump from one place to the other before. So because there's a lot of picture and images of your mind, as you are thinking of Lola, you are thinking of Yetunde, you are thinking of Dukbe, and you are thinking of Kunle, you are thinking of Kayode, you are thinking of Charles, and all those images will assault your mind. And then I told you, your mind is the organ. And the moment your mind feels as an alternative somewhere, all right, it does not appreciate what it sees at that moment. So the best thing is actually to keep yourself all right for marriage. I married my wife as a virgin by God's grace, and we have a very good sexual life. I can tell you, a very solid sexual life, and I've not had any reason to think outside, my wife for any reason, all right, because there's nothing I needed, all right, that I don't have, all right, sexually. So that's the first thing I want to let you know. But the second part of this sexual experience in marriage is that sex has been overrated.
Yes.
People think that good sex means good marriage. Far from it. You could be having good sex and never have good marriage. For example, if you have somebody who by temperament, all right, is submissive, that person may not just want to worry you and disturb you. Meanwhile, her heart is far away, or the heart is far away.
And the more she gives her body,
the more she's even far.
The farther she goes.
So, and you think that we are having sex, we are doing fine, and things like that. You may not be doing fine, all right, you may be fine. Why I don't even like the idea that, okay, women should say no to your husband. But I think it's also very good at times that women find it easy to voice out, all right, at times. All right, of course, you are not using sex as a negotiation, because it's more dangerous when she's not voicing and she's releasing her body, and you think you're enjoying yourself, except for the man, or not knowing
it's
that.
Selfish.
I'm telling you, not knowing that the woman is far away.
Her heart is far away.
Another reason why it couldn't be like that is religion. All right. For example, Christians, you must give your body to your husband, though. You must not deny your husband, though, and things like that. So if the woman is God-fearing and she has gone to a church where they've taught her that way, maybe the man is even maltreating her, she just, they've even told us you should give her body to her husband, no matter what happens. Let's just give her body to her husband, and blah 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 blah. You know, I know that. Yes, you should not deny your husband sex, but you should also have a marriage where you are free to talk to each other about sex, what you want from it, and things like that.
Not just so easy to service one person, the other person should service you.
Yeah. So
you understand? Because it will get to a point that the woman will not be able to take it anymore, except she does not have a good self-image. There are some women that, from where they grew up from, they've been taught that women are tools to be used. So a girl that grows up in that culture and society, even if the man does not care for her, the man does not care about her, and each time the man comes home, the man just wants her. You understand? She opens herself up and feels like, after all, I'm an object to be used and all that, because that's how she was raised. But I'm saying in a place where both partners are taught and they have a good self-image, you have a good self-image that you are a human being, you are a child of God, you deserve to be respected, your body deserves to be taken care of. So yes, as much as a woman, you know, there are a lot of teachings here and there, don't deny your husband's sex and all that, but yes, true. But the husband should also know that the way it is important, the way it is high on your mind, don't stab me. You understand? Let it be high on your mind too, that I must not stab my wife. You understand?
You know, the challenge that like you said, the belief that it's only wife that needs sex and husband that needs sex. Sometimes we have cases where it is the husband that is stabbing the wife.
That is stabbing the wife.
Yes,
because
there are cases.
The wife doesn't ask. Of course, women should also learn to ask.
Even when they have, there are even some marriages where the man say, no, I'm not interested, and things like that. But there could be many other reasons actually. For example, we have to talk about hygiene. All right. The truth is, if you are not hygienic as a person,
whether man or a woman,
your sexual life,
you can turn your spouse. You turn your spouse off.
Both of you. I mean, a man is coming from outside, he's sweating, he's smelling, all right, and they want to jump on the woman.
The woman is saying no.
Please go and take your bait. They know my just. I mean, take a shower, enter the shower.
And shower. Go and say, hey, don't you love me like that? No. Love does not mean the fact that I love you doesn't mean I have to contract a disease from you. That's not love. That's foolishness.
You know, if you know the sex is too intimate that you cannot afford to do it carelessly, you need to be very as a practice, not even at the point of sex, as a practice, to be hygienic. Or it's very, very important. Smell well, look nice, and things like that. So it just happened that when people are single, they lose their tushness when they marry. All right, they don't watch over themselves. Take it. No, it shouldn't be good. It shouldn't be that way actually. Or it should be that you rather. You are full of so much love, you want to look good for your spouse, both man and woman.
Yes.
All right, and that's good. Then another part of, so like I said, you could be married, having good sex, and you don't have a good home. So please, especially husbands, that your wife gives you good sex doesn't mean that she's happy all the time with you. Don't that marriages are break and the man was surprised that the woman says she's not doing it again.
What happened?
We had sex yesterday. Exactly. That you had sex yesterday doesn't mean that she's with you. And for you have to understand, both men and women, what your sex means to a man, what it means to a woman.
Yes.
A man, sex is a game, is an excitement. That's why all these guys say, he loves me, he can't do it without. It's a lie.
What makes you think he loves you?
What makes you think he loves you?
He always goes after you. He chases after you.
It's a lie. All right, he's catching fun. Sex for a man is fun. Do you understand? For a woman, it's a different ballgame. All right, that's why for a woman, she wants to feel loved before her body follows after.
Yes.
All right, she wants to feel love. So for a woman reads sex as love, and because of that, some strange men who knows that women read sex as love because they feel it before they yield their body. They have learned to take advantage of women. But it shouldn't be so. In marriage, what it simply means is that love me enough for me to feel it, then I'll give you my body. That's what it's supposed to mean. Willingly. Love me enough to feel it. You won't have to people pursue me around. Then I'll fall in your hands. Do you understand? And and things like that. But it's not like that. So I want you to understand that Sex means two different things for a man and a woman. When the woman no longer feel love and she's just doing it because that means that marriage is on a red alert. Do you understand? So sex is a blessing, but it should also be noted that sex alone does not make marriage work. It's a place of people, they don't have any other thing to give in their marriage apart from their body. And watch out, somebody else can do it better than you.
Yes.
Somebody else will promise that they can do it better than you.
Always somebody.
So if all you can do is to offer is your body, you don't have a marriage. I tell you, you have a service master to service, and somebody else will come for him. All right, because there are bigger ships or her at the same time.
Him or her.
Because it actually falls for more for men.
But there are some women that their husbands feel that she doesn't, but the woman she's saying she needs your attention. So you feel, is it not a woman? Don't underestimate the need of sex, especially when you know that your spouse, what's it called? The sexual need of your spouse. You notice this, that okay, it's like my spouse. Whether even if you are the husband,
there are places where women are more active. Yes.
Than their
it doesn't mean they are loose.
That's the way God made
That's the way she was wired.
Yes. So
all right, that's her own makeup. All right, and you should be thanking God because some women are very low. All right, their husband will be speaking in tongues to wake them up.
God has blessed you.
So God has blessed you. So receive strength. Receive strength to
go back to God and receive strength to satisfy her.
So, like I said, all right, I was saying something.
Yes.
It is well.
We're talking about the fact that people sleep together doesn't mean that they are
related
at
all.
Yeah.
You just want to let you know, please pay attention to your communication.
Yes.
If you communicate well, actually, as a couple, your sex life will be more wonderful. In fact, because you want to tell yourself what it is you want,
yes.
All right, in sex on bed. If you watch over, you are what's the word now? You are thoughtful, thoughtful, sacrificial.
Yes, sacrificial.
You build your friendship. Those friendship used to. That's why the danger of sleeping together when you are caught is because you don't truly build friendship then.
Yes.
All right, you just 2 minutes you stay together, boom, you are kissing, you are hugging, and all that. Build friendship, go out, learn things together, watch movie together, eat out, and all of that. It's not everything some people, it's as if they only toy because they didn't have toy when they were growing up. So anytime they see somebody's breast, they don't want to hold somebody's body. Day. All right, let me tell you, by the time you marry, as time goes on, you discover that what keeps you together is actually more than sex. It's not. You just mature past, I want to sleep with you and all of that, and you still feel so loved. Hear me. I don't say sex is no longer important. I don't say that I don't longer have sex. We don't longer have sex. We do, but at this stage of our marriage, even at this stage, we know that what keeps us together is not sex. All right, what keeps us together is much more than sex. So we want to encourage you, all right, couples of length. We learn that sex is important,
yes.
But we learn that sex is not the only thing. In fact, it's not the most important. I will rate friendship and communication first.
But that's what determines the strength.
The strength, even of sex, actually.
Not how well it even happens. So, like we said,
yes.
But how the effect of it when you have sex, does it lead to you being bonded, or you are just doing it religiously because you read it in the Bible that you should do it? It's good, or you should do it because the Bible says you should do it. But you should leave the stage of I'm just doing it because God said I should do it, to the place where you are happy to do it.
Yeah.
I mean that's what shows
it shouldn't
that
be
marriage is
endured all the time. It should be.
You should move from the mechanical phase to when it's now a flow.
And then somebody's ready to yield themselves to you.
Yes. Sacrifice and love is the one moving you now. Not just I don't want to do it though. I just want that one.
There are couples wives, husband that are suffering silence. If they have had a counselor or a pastor over their life, it won't be necessary. Alright, if you have a pastor, if you are not doing well in your sexual life, you have a pastor, walk up to your pastor. Alright, that's why before you marry, you should ask yourself, who do we call our pastor? Who do we submit to? Issues like this should be well handled, Alright, instead of looking out or being caught, because see, an expert adulterer, alright, knows when a man or a woman is
sexually stabbed,
and they come into that. Alright, they know. They can read the sign. There are signs. So instead of creating that loophole for your marriage, why don't you seek for help? So I want to let you know that you can seek for, and I think one of our lessons along the way will be that it is not wrong to seek for help, to seek counsel. We love you.
We love you.
Bye. See you next time. God
Bye.
bless
See
you.
you next